The world is a strange and mysterious place. The paranormal invades us even if we aren't able to perceive it. And when it comes to demons, there's little we can do to escape their presence. We find them in all cultures, legends, and superstitions. They're born as vengeful souls willing to commit heinous crimes, and although few have managed to witness their existence, it's likely that you have heard about these paranormal entities. However, few can compare to the demons you're about to meet. They are very particular entities, bloodthirsty beings, documented in various parts of the world with totally different traditions and cultures, but that share has the same place to torment their victims. Are you ready to fear a new place in your home? Then it's time to get started. Number 5. Coming straight out of a popular Asian fairy tale, this demon is one of the most terrifying beings you could encounter if you were to attend a Japanese school. According to the stories, this paranormal entity is the spirit of a girl who met her death in the bathroom of her school while playing hide-and-seek in the middle of a bombing raid during World War II. Her name is Tori no Hanako-sen, and although she may sound friendly to many, her thirst for revenge is enormous. Although her history is ancient, it became extremely popular in the 1980s after a great deal of paranormal activity was recorded in schools built on top of the bombing ruins. Generally, this demon hides in the third cubicle of the third-floor bathroom of elementary schools in Japan and only appears if someone has summoned it. To summon Hanako, one must knock 3 times on the cubicle door and ask, "Hanako, are you there?" Only then does this terrifying demon appear, which some sources describe as a ghostly girl with her hair tied back and a red skirt who chases children and makes them scream in horror. Likewise, other sources claim that its form is more like that of a 3-meter creature with reptilian features, 3 heads, and a childish voice that uses it to lure its victims to certain death. Both versions seem real, although neither describes something as tormenting as the following demon that attacked the citizens of Babylon for decades. Number 4. Ancient Babylon is considered one of the great cradles of humanity. There, the history of the world was born along with the first demonic presences of our history. One of the most lethal was fought by the physicians, although it cannot be said that they were victorious. Generally, this evil entity was considered to be the author of diseases and attacked citizens when they were the most defenseless. His name was Sulak, and he was described by Borsippa, the leading scholar of his time, in the Diagnostic Manual, a document written on his own handwriting. This demon had the form of a lion and hid in the baths. Its specialty was to attack people when they were completely alone and squatting to relieve themselves. The diseases that these beasts could generate were numerous, the most deadly of which was a primitive form of stroke. Little could be done to combat or even prevent it, and for generations it was one of the main causes of death in this civilization, although few ever saw it. Something entirely different happens with the next demon, an evil and creepy creature that many have encountered, though they haven't always lived to tell the tale. Number 3. In the world of demons, seduction has a lot of power, though it's usually exercised from women towards men. However, this demon is the opposite of the norm, as he has the ability to be completely irresistible to women, who he bewitches to the point of bringing them to a terrible end. His name is Akamento and is a very popular demon, especially in Japan and South Korea. He's usually described as an attractive man who converses with his victims when they come out into the bathroom corridor. His prey finds it difficult to refuse his conversation, and when he finally asks them if they would like to receive the gift of a red or blue scarf, it all ends badly. If the victims answer red, the demon will make a mortal wound in their neck. If blue is chosen, on the other hand, they will be suffocated to death. If none of them are chosen, the demon puts his victims in the toilet and takes them to hell. The only way to survive this macabre game is to choose yellow, although this leads to something rather unpleasant. According to legend, choosing the color yellow causes this demon to put its victim's head into the toilet, forcing them to eat their own waste. Undoubtedly, no one wants to encounter this macabre creature, but once it presents itself to you, it's extremely difficult to evade, although none is as difficult to evade as the next demon on our list. Number 2. You probably don't know many supernatural creatures from Islamic culture, but the one you're about to discover is undoubtedly one of the most important in the folklore of this civilization. It's generally associated with a myriad of attributes and possibilities. In fact, it's known as the entity that can be everything and nothing at the same time. Its power allows it to adopt physical forms, interact with natural elements, or transform itself into objects. They are very popularly called Jinn, and have an evil and mischievous character that manifests itself through the vile acts. There have been many appearances of this type of demon throughout history, but one of the most unusual is found in bathrooms. No one can explain why the Jinn love to inhabit dirty toilets, but wherever they find them, they stay there permanently until their victims come to them. When a human being comes into contact with a Jinn, they are automatically possessed by permanent madness. There's no escape from their evil. The damage is definite, and this is the reason why many in this culture fear the Jinn. From their demonic powers are capable of annihilating any human spirit. Although if it comes to escaping from demons, it might be convenient to know a little about the next one, at least just in case you run into it one day and don't know how to free yourself from certain death. Number 1. Another of the great demons that choose the bathroom to hide or torture their victims leads us to a traumatizing story. According to legend, Reika was attacked by a group of men, beaten unconscious, and presumed dead. However, in the midst of her pain, she crawled for help to a train track. She was then rendered completely unconscious, having the misfortune to have a train run over her and chop her legs off. This provoked the birth of a vengeful demon, an agonizing soul that wanders the land of the living looking for help since that day. Mysteriously, the place to find help is the bathroom, especially in schools and homes. From there, the being introduces itself to humans and begs for their help. If they don't respond correctly, Reika can tear off the legs of her victims. The only way to get rid of her desperation is to tell her that her legs are on the Meishin highway. Immediately, the demon will ask, "Who told you that?" And this is where you must remind her that Kashima Reika told you. Of course, this demon is part of Japanese folklore, and like all of the above, many people think that they are nothing more than urban legends of fanciful myths that are impossible to verify. However, people who have been victims of these paranormal entities aren't so convinced, and new witnesses of these demonic creatures that can transform your visit to the bathroom into the last thing you do in your life continue to appear every year. However, if you're still not convinced, maybe we could do something about it. Join us as we uncover new paranormal stories and hidden demons across the globe. Check out these videos and get ready to learn a little more about that world you can't see with your eyes, but with your senses.